All right, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the song is Generation Z. This is coming from the band NOFX. Let's check it out. Generation Z as in Gen Z? If so, let's dunk on some Gen Zers today, guys.
I think that our kids will probably see the end of humanity.
Absolutely.
As we know it, because this world's about to blow it.
Oh yeah, they're wild.
Will they see what they saw in ancient Rome? The destruction of the home.
The home? The home's not going to exist, bro. No. Everyone, they have made it so. The boys and the girls just don't like each other. All right? I'm telling you, they don't. They just don't like each other in a way that would be meaningful or that would be beneficial to our races as humans. I'm telling you, they don't like each other. I listen to my son speak about the girls that are around him, and I feel bad for the man. I feel bad. 16 years old, looking out there like they're all terrible, Dad. I bet, bro. I see it on social media.
In ancient Rome, the destruction of the home. Will they see the end of civility? 'Cause when morality's been blurred, procreation seems absurd, and human rights and freedom are just words that have lost all their meaning in a world that is bleeding like an animal in slaughter. I hope that my daughter...
Solid double entendre here. The sound of an animal bleeding, then also at the same time bleeding, right? Like an animal at slaughter.
Like an animal in slaughter. I hope that my daughters never know what it feels like to give up, to know the whole world is corrupt, to realize they are really on their own, and there's no one left who cares about the future. Infected cuts don't need a suture.
Whoa, wait. Okay.
Feeling that the human race has seen the checkered flag, and the laughs that are given are the last ones ever driven, and everyone who still living knows that it's a shame that the earth will live on but can't give birth to a baby planet where we could start over again. We've been divided, we've been bled like a chicken without a head, running frantically amok, taking but not giving a fuck.
Yeah. You're basically correct. No flaws. Perfect.
History is just an alibi. It's believing every lie man has ever dared to write. It's so much easier to see that complex reality, a lifetime full of misery and blight. So we tell our daughters and our sons that they're not the final ones to see this planet as a decent place to live. We use a telescope to give them faith, to give them hope, anything to help them cope with their future, 'cause there's no alternative.
Guys, there's in fact an alternative, and it's a sad one, right? So I have two sons and a daughter. My daughter's experience in life is definitely going to be interesting based off of a lot of things that happen, society-wise, specifically regarding women, right? I want my daughter to take advantage of specifically America, right? What I mean by that, not in like I want you to take advantage of America. No, I want you to take advantage of everything America or the UK or Israel or Australia has to offer specifically for women. Take advantage of it. I don't know the type of guy you're going to end up with, right? But I definitely want you to live the best of your existence, get as far ahead as humanly possible in everything. But for my sons, my sons are not going to marry any of the women from America, the UK, or Israel, or Australia. Right? That's just not going to happen for any of my sons. My sons will, in fact, be going somewhere else for their suitors, for their partners. The world will continue. It just will not continue in any of the states, in any of the countries I just mentioned. It will continue, but it's just not going to continue in those places. So interesting, but it is what it is. Let's get it. Oh, that sounded crazy, didn't it? Let me fill in some blanks here before you guys misquote me. All right, what I'm trying to kind of point out here is that I want my kids to have the best experience in life humanly possible. All right, America, in terms of how things go for this younger generation of men coming up, I don't want my kids to be involved in that. Specifically, my boys. Right, my boys. We have, we can be on 2 continents within a week. All right. So I could have my sons can meet a nice young lady in Spain or maybe in a country specifically in Spain, not the big cities. They can meet some nice young lady there. Okay. Or we can go somewhere else where things are not like this here. Okay. And for my daughter, I know my daughter's best lived experience, in fact, will be in the United States of America or the UK. Okay, those will be that will be the best place for her to reach the peak of her existence. Okay, so don't misquote me here when I say this. Okay, that's the goal for my kids, at least. If they find someone with like solid, like for my son, I want my son to have an actual wife. I don't want, but and they can easily find like solid traditional wives somewhere else, just not in America.
Rule the land. There's more and more lines drawn in the sand. Pawns are crooks, castles are rooks. It's too bad the good books, written for the subclasses to introduce morality, had nothing to do with reality. But then again, who would have ever read them? We read the Park Quran for lunch, eat Old Testaments for a snack, and read the Lullaby Bible before bed. There's no more point of view when your only thought is food. The Bible has been replaced with a survival guide that uses perishables instead of parables. Because there's no stories left to preach. There's no life lessons left to teach anyone. Why bother? Who are we? Are we the intellects or the insects? We're not the ones who will ever know the answer. It's impossible for us to imagine what is right in front of us. I guess that's what makes us think we're human. But being human only lets us see a little farther than animals. Feel depression from spending most of your life working? Try chemicals. Chemicals make everything better. Hate, love, morality, they're just chemical reactions. Are we just chemically involved ants? Or chemically fueled rants? It really just comes down to sex and power. And I was the last man standing, the last human on this planet, the last person on the earth doesn't give a shit. The idea that he, or most likely she, is the last one. The last person on this planet will fuck the dead and die thinking not about why didn't anyone care, but why her life was so unfair. It's time. It needs to be said. I'm sorry to be the one to inform you, but man and womankind has unfortunately been pronounced dead.
Because they're basically the same thing. If you ask a Gen Zer, how can they man and womankind? What does that mean? Nothing. Right? That's basically what I guess the average Gen Zer is going to give a response to. They're going to say, "Listen, I reject." Whatever. But all right. So the song overall is great. I mean, it's pointing out a lot of things that are definitely, we're flawed here, guys, right? How do we correct these things? We can't. It's over, right? It's over. This experiment known as the United States of America is absolutely over. It'll never be how it was. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, right? It could potentially be for the best, but who knows? I think the West is going to have many issues going forward because we're the only ones allowing the nonsense. We are. We're the only ones that literally say, you know what, everything is okay, it's fine. While other countries that are, up and coming, absolutely reject 99% of whatever we are doing and saying. Guys, just be fully aware, by the end of this century, the most populated place is no longer going to be Asia. It's not going to be the United States of America, guys. End of the century is going to be, you ready for it? Nigeria. Guys, I just want you guys to know, while everyone is doing all this nonsense, Nigeria is booming. Kenya is booming. Dar es Salaam is booming. Give it 50 years, guys. I'm telling you, pay attention. Maybe we should stop caring about the nonsense that this ridiculous Generation Z is talking about, bro. And we focus on things that actually have the ability to world build, right? Focus more on intelligence. Make it so the average 7th grader actually has a reading level of a 7th grader and not a 4th grader, guys. Right? We need to get to the point where intelligence meant something and means something, and your emotions and feelings and what you feel like today matters none. Okay, that's what we need to. That's where we need to be, I think, guys. But all right, listen. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.